not being funny, I'm not being ironic. I do not have any good experiences with men.
First they came for the furries, and I said nothing, for I was not a furry.
Which fandom has the stinkiest fans?
Unfortunately, it would have to be the furry community.
Then they came to the SJWs, and again I said nothing, because I love a feminist gets owned compilation on YouTube. Then they came for the nose ring girls, the traumatized ones, you know the type. The ones that spend their entire digital footprint talking about how their fathers wronged them. And for a moment, I had to sit with myself and say, April, that's you, bitch.
Nose ring theory. And I just know that when I say that, half of you are going to be confused, and the other half of you somehow know exactly what I'm talking about, even if you've never heard of it before.
Chat, how many of you guys have met one of these women that have had a septum piercing? And this is absolutely true. Chest tats, tons of facial piercings. To me, it just says trauma. You wear your trauma like a personality. They usually are professional victims. They're always so oppressed. They wear their trauma like a badge of honor. Well, I was this and that, and I, you know.
Yep, look, there's another one. See, they weed themselves out. It's so easy. But also, Thomas, this was so clever and original. I'm so proud of you. Your parents must be so proud of you. Your entire bloodline must be in awe of your original comment here.
Monster kill!
This so-called nose ring theory is something that I may not have been aware of before posting my last YouTube video, but do inherently understand is a part of me. Simply put, women with nose rings, I'll be talking about their trauma. The expanded point is that those types of women should not be trusted, nor should your precious seed be wasted on a woman who is provocative, going against society, whatever else this AI-generated video decided that it is.
Gentlemen, if you're looking for a high-quality, feminine and marriage-minded woman, there's one glaring red flag you need to watch out for, which is nose piercings. Number one, nose piercings signal a non-traditional and feminist mindset. First, let's talk about what a nose piercing represents. Historically, nose rings were associated with rebellion, counterculture, and anti-establishment attitudes. Today, they are often a sign of modern feminism. If you want a woman who respects your leadership, embraces family values, and isn't influenced by radical gender politics, a nose piercing is a major warning sign. Number two, higher likelihood of attention-seeking behavior. A nose piercing is a form of body modification designed to draw attention. Women who pierce their noses often crave external validation. But what does that say about their character?
I got autism and my nose is pierced. I got mental issues and my shit's all fucked up. So yes, after getting clowned on in the comment section of my own videos, I embarked on a journey of my own, uncovering the truth regarding this so-called nose ring theory, which mostly involved me watching slop aggregator YouTube videos who you will surely be subjected to. What I uncovered probably won't shock you at all. These motherfuckers do be yapping about their childhoods, myself included. But what is the correlation between septum rings and trauma? Are we cooked, chat? Or are these metal-faced broads on your timeline actually undergoing a very necessary metamorphosis of the ego? One that you yourself are undergoing without even knowing it. By the end of this video, you may very well know a little more about yourself. Be equipped with the tools to sift through the alt girls that are gonna ruin your life for the next 5 years and the ones who are based, me. And who knows? Maybe even gain a new awareness of the ways in which we fool ourselves, or the ways in which others fool us. Like when you've signed up to all these websites because you're online, you're internet addicted, a porn addict, and then you get blasted with spam emails and phone calls all the time. Take back your data with Incogni. Yeah, that's right, we got the Incogni sponsorship again. Thank you to Incogni. Go to incogni.com/clux and use code CLUX to get an exclusive offer of 60% off. Incogni now also offer the unlimited family and unlimited plans, plus their custom removals feature, which is awesome. How's this for nose ring theory? Okay, you guys know that I spent my formative years being poisoned, aka traumatized, by online websites, forums, whatnot, signing up for things, and then suddenly in adulthood getting spammed, constantly spammed, harassed, flooded with emails, phone calls. If you're putting your information anywhere online, like your full name, email, home address, gender, phone number, education, relatives, social security number, even your employment history or shopping habits, high chances gonzo. There are thousands of these data broker companies that are operating without us even knowing, getting your information and trading it around, either from when you've signed up to something online and your data's been sold to them, or when there's been a hack and your information gets leaked, they're trading that information around and making money. And even if you hit them up and say, hey, can you actually stop doing that? Can you stop trading my information around? They use weird legal loopholes and they make it so hard, so hard for you to actually have your information wiped. I signed up to Incognito in November last year and stopped getting spam calls and emails, which was unbelievable. But I moved house, and that's exactly the type of situation that those data broker companies will use to grab information and then waste your time. Incognito's done all that work for me. I signed up last November with the details that I would have used when I was applying for houses, and they've actually gone ahead and chased those people down and removed my information. And you can actually see on the dashboard here how much time they've saved and follow the progress as they reach out and do all that annoying back and forth stuff on your behalf. It's sick. Give me my stuff back. Yo, give me back my agenda. Give me. Yep, that's what I thought. And now their Epic Unlimited and Unlimited family plans let you flag sites where you find your info, and they'll actually get to work to remove your precious data so those rascals can stop passing it around like a bomb. Go to incognito.com/clux and use code CLUX to get an exclusive offer of 60% off, or click the link below to take your personal data off the market. Thank you so much to Incognito for supporting the channel again. What? If you guys use the service, it supports the channel, so feel free to sign up to Incognito. Click the link below. Thank you, Incognito. Love you.
So I'm 24 years old, and I've been trying my hand at dating men specifically for probably about 5-6 years now, in a serious way. I'm single at the moment. My boyfriend and I just broke up recently, and I have probably dated about like 4 to 5 men, seriously. Keep running into the same issues every single time I date a man, and I've been trying to like really get to the root of what it is. And now I know what you're thinking. You probably have a type. I do not have a type. These men don't know each other. They're not friends. They're not from the same area. They don't look alike. I really do not have a type. The only thing that these men have in common is that they are men. I really have been reflecting a lot and trying to figure out what like the root of all these issues is. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, but I'm not the reason that any of these relationships ended. One of the main issues that I've come to recognize is that I don't think men are really socialized to know what it means to truly love someone.
And this is just even more hilarious when we take that theory and then reference back to the first video where the girl was making her relationship trauma her entire personality. Okay, that might have been a little reductive. After all, it was just one video. Surely her entire profile isn't like that.
Yo, you guys never told me how cool it is to have a dad. Like, this is a secret that's been kept from me, okay? I grew up with 3 moms. My mommy issues are off the charts.
Okay, sure. I mean, so maybe she doesn't have a dad and has a ton of self-proclaimed mommy issues, but that doesn't mean trauma's her entire personality.
This bitch gonna be 35 making videos about 19-year-olds though. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I have psoriasis. Not like a little psoriasis, like all over my entire body. When I tell you, my whole body looks like this.
Okay, so she has a bit of medical trauma too.
Something that needs to be considered in this equation here. Frankly, it sounds like this. Okay, so she's a handicapped woman. She's a handicapped 19-year-old. May as well just be like, yes, well, it seems like there's a correlation here between people in wheelchairs and having their noses pierced. Uh-oh, she's in a wheelchair. The fuck?
I did find quite a number of studies that have strong correlations between individuals with a lot of piercings and tattoos and how they are perceived and who they attract. This study seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos score significantly higher than those without for sensation-seeking and risk-taking behaviors. This other study that I found seems to indicate that people with piercings and tattoos, specifically women, scored significantly higher for extroversion and assertiveness, meaning they are more aggressive socially. And many other studies seem to point to people with piercings and tattoos having higher correlations with impulsivity and more experience with trauma and adversity. This study from BMC Psychology seemed to find a strong correlation between body modifications and people who experienced childhood abuse and neglect. And this one really stood out to me. This one found a notable prevalence of individuals with a high number of body modifications
and borderline personality disorder.
I feel like, okay, you get the studies up in front of you. How do you still post this vid? How do you still post this video without being like, okay, well, it sounds like this girl, she's annoying as fuck, sure. Okay, well, she's saying some dumb shit. Yes, it's very clear to the viewers, clear to the majority of viewers. If someone's stating that they aren't the problem, likely they just aren't seeing a situation from the entire perspective, okay? They aren't able to zoom out for whatever reason. Hey, she's 19 maybe, so hopefully she gets there. Damn, well, maybe she's just a dumbass. And I'm 35, and I'm gonna make a video about this actually. I found some studies which correlate having nose piercings to being physically disabled. Calling that medical, that's so funny. It is like if you just came across a video and she's in a wheelchair and she was like, my dad cut my legs off when I was a child and now I'm in a wheelchair. Okay, so she has a bit of medical trauma as well. Also, here are some studies which state that people that have trauma, grow up in fucked up situations, do be getting tattoos and piercings, guys. I'm not going to explore this any further. Oh well. Oh, that's too bad for them. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know who this person is. I got nothing against her personally. Now, look, here's a little side thing. Okay, this is all in good fun. Maybe. I don't know. What is fun anymore? Any kind of concept online that is putting people into a box, such as nose ring theory, you know, I don't know, whatever, incel culture. Have fun with them. Enjoy them. They're funny. It is funny. I think there's two things to keep in mind here, okay? This is all jokes. This is all jokes. This is all japes. It's just funny. If someone's whole approach on YouTube is, hey, here's something epically retarded that women did, let's dunk on them. You know, that's, multiple of these accounts. They know that they're just making entertainment. They know that it's just jokes. The comment section doesn't tend to, I believe. I don't know if this individual or these people truly would sit down and have a discussion with a 19-year-old with face piercings who was showing, I would say, pretty normal, pretty understandable level of lack of self-awareness, perhaps. I don't think these people would sit down and say the things that they would say to this person's face. But the comment section don't tend to really understand that, I think. And I'm blessed with an audience, you guys, who are clearly geniuses, clearly able to understand nuance, understand that the world is vast and wide and there are many perspectives, and, you know, a nose ring theory is funny. That's objectively funny. I like jokes, I like comedy, but there are some out there who are maybe turning to these people for some kind of validation. That's maybe not good. My biggest gripe with these videos is that it doesn't really explore the theory side. And you know me, you know the April Clucks channel. We love to be dissecting things, looking into things, getting a little philosophical with it. I'd like to introduce you to the concept of ego development theory, which you may have come across. It's the idea that the ego is the central processing unit, searching for meaning and concepts and understanding of the world around it.
What is ego? Ego is the tireless organizer, interpreter, and synthesizer of experience. Its task is to turn experience into a coherent narrative about the world and make us thereby feel safe, important, and to belong. How does it do that? It does so by telling a culturally influenced story about who we are, why we are here, and for what purpose.
We're constantly searching for meaning. We can't just shut up and enjoy the life that's around us. We're like, oh, why do I exist? Why shouldn't I kill myself? Well,
overall, the ego labors mightily to create and maintain meaning and vigorously defends against dissonant information. Indeed, when we are not able to tell a good story about ourselves, our past, and our future, we feel lost and anxious.
This bitch right here, her name's Sue, and she's developed a flowchart of sorts, building on the works of other scholars that came before her, about the ego and the ways in which we develop from birth till death in our search for meaning and understanding of the world around us. Sue theorizes that there are 6 stages of understanding, starting from I'm baby, I want titty milk, I don't understand that there are other perspectives, my mother is not separate to me, to unitive, a very deep and connective understanding of the multiple different perspectives in the world, your own perspective of having that perspective. Personally, shit, I don't really know, because I ain't there, obviously. Nor do we know if it's real. Sue, the creator of this, she states that it's one possible theory for how ego works. But April, why would I care about ego development theory? Okay, I just see these women with fucking metal in their faces, and they be saying dumb shit like, oh, my dad hit me and men are the problem. I don't want to hear from that. I don't want to know anything about that. I just want to keep those women away from me. Okay, that's valid. But wouldn't you like to have the tools to be able to pass the difference between someone with a septum piercing who is going to ruin your life for the next 5 years and someone with a septum piercing that isn't going to do that? Because how do you differentiate between the ones who are growing and developing and the ones who perhaps are stuck in certain loops of thinking that assert blame upon other people. An individual that's not at the point where they are ready to grow and empathize and learn. This is your guide. This is your guide to that, actually. If you're able to pass the world with an understanding of why people think the way that they do, why Group A believes Group B is bad, why Group B believes Group A is bad, why those two groups believe that the things that they think are correct. If you're able to step outside and empathize with all of those perspectives, it can feel like a bit of a cop-out answer, but if someone believes that other people are the problem, they're probably just somewhere lower on the scale.
Can you explain the role environment plays in human development?
For one thing, human beings tend to grow no matter what. There is difficulties we all have to face. The environment, of course, if you live in dire contexts, I think then it's hard to develop beyond some very early forms of human survival. It helps if you have some adults around you when you're little that actually have some control over their emotions, for instance, that care about you and make you feel worthy to be alive.
Ego development theory might be useful for both the person watching the content of the 24-year-old with metal in her face, annoying people, saying, I don't know, there's a problem, I have a problem, and I don't really understand why. And additionally for that individual themselves. The secret is in understanding where you are on the ego development scale. If you see a video of someone in a wheelchair going, my dad fucked me right up as a kid, I hate my dad. Men suck. I've been in all these relationships with men and I don't know what the fuck's going on. By the way, my skin is peeling off. Also, I had 8 mums, and each one of them was evil. Each one of them was such an evil bitch. And you see that and you go, man, nose ring theory? If you see that and your first thought isn't, wow, that fucking sucks. I may not want to be your best friend or frankly have anything to do with you, but I can see where perhaps some of these beliefs came from. I understand that you may be operating at a lower level to me, so you're kind of down at the self-centric and I'm more of a magician or alchemist type, and you are the baby that is desperate for milk, that is a mama milk, mama, everyone else, I'm the only perspective that exists. If you don't see that yet, you yourself may be operating at a lower rung. Not like me, the magician, actually. Unlike me, the magician / alchemist / unitive, fully transcended, 8th person perspective, unlike me, you are like scum on my shoe, kind of like the moss that grows in my bathroom. You're like the mold on my shower tiles, my grout. You just grout, and I'm like a bird. You may be just kind of, you may be operating a low thing, but then it's through understanding. It's through being able to look at a situation like, okay, this person sucks, but I see why.
The good news is that growth is always possible, and the path forward is one of continuous self-awareness and integration. To evolve beyond earlier stages, it's important to actively engage in practices that encourage self-reflection. Surround yourself with people who offer diverse perspectives, and seek out experiences that challenge your assumptions. The journey of ego development isn't about gaining more control over the world, but about increasing our capacity to hold complex, nuanced views of ourselves and others.
What do you think? What are you gonna get hurt by someone in a wheelchair is gonna hurt your feelings? Fundamental rule in ego development theory is that none of the stages can be skipped. They exist kind of like Russian dolls, in which you only are able to progress through each stage by an understanding, a very deep understanding of the stages that came before it. It's an empathization and understanding of the who you were, the self that you were, so that you can continue developing. To my fellow traumatized nose ring havers, how does understanding ego development theory benefit you in this scenario? The red pill is that if you're explaining a situation in ways in which you feel as though you've been wronged and your language is very outwards of this person has hurt me, okay, that's valid, but it goes the other way at the same time. If you can get a better understanding of why people think the way that they do, where they might be at in terms of understanding others' perspectives, you can navigate the world a little better. That's it, baby. That's Nose Ring Theory debunked. Utterly debunked. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think in the comments. What about Nose Ring Theory? If you've come across ego development theory as well, what do you think? Do you think it's a load of crap? Is it a load of shit? Or is there something there? Where are you on the ladder? Okay. Is Sue a 10 out of 10 or... Wait, shit. Thank you so much as well to my patrons. Again, I would not be here without you, and it's crazy I've made it this far. So, who knows what's going on now. Also, did you perhaps enjoy this style of video from me? You know, a little more commentary style, a little more reaction perhaps? Let me know. If you want me to go back to the video essays as well, I can do that. And a bajillion thank yous to Incogni. Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. Go to incogni.com/clux and use code CLUX. Okay? Because it's awesome. Because I don't like getting phone calls because I have autism. Love ya. Clux out, baby.